All right, so right here, I'm going to skip through and basically highlight the key points and then talk about what happened, see how my predictions were. So I'm about to throw the annotations on the chart right now. All right, so this is what we got. Relative equal lows, sell side liquidity that is resting right up above our PD array. We got two PD arrays right here. This bullish order block and this buy side imbalance, this fair value gap. All right, so essentially that's what I wanted to see right there. All right, so I'm gonna come over here and I want to hit the replay button and I want to highlight the relative equal lows, sell side liquidity here. These two red lines right here, this is the monthly sell side imbalance, the monthly fair value gap that happened a long time ago. And we have been playing off of these levels here. All right. So I also want to highlight this weekly fair value gap because that played a role in our whole bias. Both of these levels, the monthly fair value gap and this weekly buy side fair value gap, they both play major roles in my analysis for the week. All right, so basically I wanted to see price get down into this level at a specific time during the week. That was Tuesday. So I'm gonna delete that level right there. So we need to build up that anticipation for price to get back down into the discounted marketplace. And I think it's important to note that our equilibrium is resting right below those relative equal lows. Yes, sir. I'm talking about nailed it, son. I didn't mean for it to do that. All right, we're gonna do one candle at a time. So I believe this was Sunday or Monday. I think this was Tuesday where we traded down into that POI and had a strong push out of it. And we retested right back down into that kill zone before taking off, running out this high right here. And then on Friday, we came right back down into that level. And I think that we're just testing that daily fair value gap once again. And let's drop down to 1 hour. All right, so here's those relative equal lows right here. This is previous week's low. So we want to see that draw on liquidity. We had price dig down into that weekly fair value gap. Completely closed. Made that low of the week on Tuesday. And then we started expanding again. All right. So let's check this out. Let's throw our time-based indicators on the chart. And we're going to start on Sunday. This is previous week's low. You have Thursday's low and Asian sessions low right there, which gave us them relative equal lows. And these two blue lines are the weekly fair value gap, the buy side imbalance. And notice how we dug down in it, traded out of it. And now basically we're just retesting this price swing, this price leg right here. Equilibrium is here, resting right below the relative equal lows. And I wanted to see price get down to that level on a Tuesday. Why a Tuesday? Because the low of the week has a high probability of forming on a Tuesday in bullish conditions. So we play down into that level on Monday. Mia, quit. And then going into Tuesday, London session, we made that significant low, which took out Monday's low. and dug down into the fair value gap. Now let's go look at this price action on a lower time frame. And let's look at the significance of it, right? We have midnight opening price here. Why is that significant? Because if you are anticipating higher prices, you want to be a buyer at midnight opening price or below it. We have a higher time frame PD array resting right below previous day's low and resting below New York midnight open. And it's very significant that price opened up at midnight, spiked down, and started forming this bullish structure going into London session in New York. It was basically a consolidation day, looking at it from, a lower time frame. But that's to be expected when price digs down into a daily PD array. Right here on Wednesday, we had a deep a deep retracement, which is to be expected when London session gives you a long range day. New York session gave us a retest down into this fair value gap and then traded up to take out London session's high before going back into that accumulation manipulation phase. Now, a lot of people thought that the DXY was going to continue to drop lower, but we stuck to our guns and got this huge run up. So essentially, price did exactly what we wanted it to do. Let's check this out, man. Let's just respect how beautiful this looks. Look at the accuracy from what I predicted on this Sunday. Now, I tried my best to make this line look exactly like this. Notice how we traded down, created a short-term low, retested, and then jammed. Notice how we traded down, created a short-term low, retested, jammed, took off out of the fair value gap, and then a retest right here, how we took off out of the fair value gap, and then a retest. And then we took out previous week's high right here. Now, granted, I was anticipating price to take out this high over here and then pull back, but I was not anticipating this type of momentum on a Friday. All right, so let's go on over into Euro USD. Euro USD. It's essentially the exact same thing. We have these relative equal highs right here. It's buy side liquidity. And right above that, we have this fair value gap. It's a small fair value gap, time frames a little bit to try to refine. So this is the daily fair value gap, right? You would start. All right, so let's check this out, right? Note how I just talked about the similarities on the DXY. All right, so know how I said this is a very small fair value gap and price really might just shoot through it, right? Because current price action was very close to these relative equal highs in this fair value gap at the beginning of the week. So as you can see right here on the 4 hour, now tune in and listen to zero in on this one, which is a 4 hour, drop down to that 1 hour. All right, so let me kind of catch up. So I'm gonna leave this daily fair value gap right here. And I want to highlight the 4 hour POI, drop down to a 1 hour. And this is what I wanted to see get hit last week. See these relative equal highs right here with the fair value gap. All right, yeah, so this was an area that I had been targeting. These relative equal highs right here have been way too clean, right? This is a pool of buy side liquidity there. So I got that marked up. And it's also actually, I believe that is the low of the fair value gap. I could be wrong, but that's what I want to see. And if you throw your fibs on our current dealing range, we have that equilibrium level right there. I think it's logical for price to do this. We got price shifting market structure to the upside with this displacement. Right now, we're currently inside of that displacement. For those of you who are kind of risk takers and can't wait, this could be a good opportunity to buy, to take out previous week's high and to get up into this fair value gap. All right, so y'all heard it there. That's why on Monday we participated in long positions to ride price up into this level. Okay. All right, here we are on Sunday, going into Monday, right? And we participated in this expansion higher. And I'll drop down on the lower time frame to get a feel of what we were seeing. Matter of fact, oh, the executions won't show in replay mode for some reason. But so I took a loss. I actually tried to trade London this session. And I don't do that often, right? I'm a New York open trader. And I got a position in right here and got stopped out. But right after that happened, I immediately knew what we were doing. Why? Because we are seeing that accumulation right here, manipulation, shift in market structure there, and right at New York Open, we pull back, okay? So it's just the way that we get in sync with market structure, right? We're anticipating to see higher prices. This is our target up here. All of our rules played out, and I ended up entering this position right there, close to the opening of that. I entered this position right in here somewhere, okay? And let's see. And then I would be interested to see something like that happen. All right, so the same thing on the DSY. I want to see price trade up, make that high of the week on Tuesday. Okay, here we are on Monday. We have done dug up into the 4 hour fair value gap, and we overshot the daily fair value gap exactly like I said we would in the video. And Tuesday was a consolidation day. And if you get down on a 15-minute, I'm gonna show you what happened, right? So coming into London, I sold short here. So let's get these higher time frame levels off. So we're looking for lower prices at this point. So I sold short right here, and I took profit when Asian's low was taken, right? I tried to go short again and took a loss, okay? I realized what was happening after that point, right? We was trading up to run out previous day's high, London sessions high, and Wednesday was going to be our moment of truth. So coming into Wednesday, this happened and I went short in here, okay? This new daily candle open. Actually, I think it was down here, sorry. Okay, this new daily candle open, and on the lower time frame, you could clearly see price accumulating, and then we got this huge run up and this shift in market structure. So on the pullback, I got in, right? And that's what happened. Going into New York session, we sold again. It was a 1 hour fair value gap entry right here. And okay, so here goes the entries right here. You can see I took a couple losses, and then here I hit bought right there. I closed partials on the way up, right? I sold right here, took profit down here, took a couple losses going into New York session that day. And then I knew that Wednesday typically starts the weekly expansion. So that's what I went with, sold it, took profit right here, sold it, took profit down here, okay? Got stopped out at break even. Then on this day, didn't do anything, didn't really see anything I liked, but I did call out this specific level right here, called it out. I did not place the trade myself, but I did send it out to the group, right? So this would have been a beautiful trade for those who are awake during London, and it ended up running for 85 plus pips, okay? Right here going into Friday, I wanted to see that TGIF setup, which means thank God it's Friday and it is typically a reversal from the weekly expansion. As you can see here, we got a weekly expansion down. Let me get these arrows off of here. So as you can see, we got weekly expansion down, right? So Friday, I wanted to see a reversal. Now, going into Friday, I was actually looking for sales. I mean, price was very heavy. But after this low got taken right here, we can drop down to let's just go down to a 1 minute time frame because that's where I basically pulled the trigger at, right? And throw these executions on here one more time. And right there, I went short. Okay. I seen price, the change in the state of delivery. Like I knew what this was. Okay. I really knew what this was. We got a manipulation to the downside to take out that liquidity resting at this line right here. All right. As soon as that happened, we shifted market structure here, taking out this high. That's why I went long right there. Okay. As price was starting to tip over and roll over, okay, I ended up taking my last position off right there. Okay. So I closed partials 4 times. And then when this was happening, I wanted to go long again. And the last video I posted on YouTube was of this very same trade, right? So initially, this was my POI right here. And in the video, you can clearly see that. Initially, this was my POI, right? Why did I enter here? because I wanted to secure my position, right? Just in case price did not get down here and take off. So I entered there based on this fair value gap. Drop my stop loss down below this low, okay? You can clearly see it in the video. And this is what price ended up doing. Right? So I end up taking profit up here as soon as London's high was taken out. I wasn't interested in trying to hold the trade any longer. Although I know that typically London close is that take profit hour. And if I didn't have things to do yesterday, then y'all would have been seeing more red arrows up in here. I would have closed these two positions up in this level. And notice right after this 12 o'clock hour hit, notice what price started to do. Right, let me throw a line right here. So 12 o'clock hit, we got this final run up. That's why we call London close that take profit hour right there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now let's see what we got going. It's important to go ahead and note this opening price. You're going to see something like this happen. If you want to participate in a buy, that would have been a good one. I'm giving y'all the game right here. But now I'm starting to see this. I'm starting to see it from a different perspective, right? That's why it's always important not to marry a bias. We got our accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So that's what I'm starting to see is that open, low, high, close. We got relative equal highs. We got an area of support right here. Retail traders are going to be treating this area like support. So I would really be interested in seeing price come down here. All right, so that level right there that I just marked out was this fair value gap that I just put these two black lines at. And this right here is mitigation, a mitigation block. Right there. Within the next two or 3 days and try to participate in longs from there. All right,
It'll
y'all.
be targeting
So
this area up here.
this didn't really work out how I wanted it to. I really didn't pay attention to what GJ was doing this week, right? Because we immediately traded up at the first half of the week. So I really thought that it was just gonna trade lower after this, which we did, but it literally consolidated for 4 days before that happened. So yes or no? I just don't want to see y'all. Like I said, you see how we gapped up at market open. I don't want to see price just take off. I don't, right. I was saying right there, I don't want to see price just take off, and that's exactly what it did. It took off and ran out that liquidity. Okay. So that's why I kind of just switched it up on GJ. I really wasn't paying attention to it. But now we have a pool of buy side liquidity up here. I mean that daily POI is getting hit right now. We also got relative equal lows right here. Although we did dig down into that fair value gap and this breaker, I mean mitigation block, I'm sorry. Um, I'm just not convinced that this little push down into this fair value gap is enough to actually send price catapulting up there, right? So what I would really like to see, I'm not doing a weekly watch list right here. This is a weekly recap. All right, so let me see prices open across that equilibrium and they're driving it. What else do I get into? I mean, from that point, a trade like I would have stacked another position right there as price came down to that order block. See, this is what y'all want to anticipate, right? It don't matter what time frames you're on. Right. Look, all right, so I end up taking a position right here on NAS 100, and y'all see what price ended up doing. I was looking for higher prices, and it ended up taking off. Look, price. All right, so let's hop on a daily. Y'all can kind of see from this what I was looking forward to, right? So here's our fair value gap. It's a big one. So going into Tuesday, we traded up into that fair value gap and this order block, and we reacted and jammed down, came right back up, jammed down again, right? This is our TGIF setup. Although I didn't catch NAS 100, I caught SPX, but still beautiful trade all the same. So far, GJ is the only one that I got wrong. And that pretty much logical, because look, that pretty much caps it. Well, I went over AUD USD. Let's see what happened. Okay, so we just had a consolidation week, literally. So yeah, that was just, I mean, I was looking for these two highs to get ran out. It failed to do that on Tuesday, but we broke down anyway. But unlike on EU, we didn't get down here to take out this low. This is just a lot of choppy price action. Yeah, so I think it's pretty obvious what the Aussie dollar is doing, right? Look at this big period of consolidation. I think it's pretty clear that we're about to start reaching up. Okay. Like this, right? So this is that 1 hour POI, right? And this would be ideal because you would want to sell from a premium area, which is above equal at or above equilibrium. But you can't ever underestimate, for example, this 4 hour fair value gap. And Sunday, Monday looks familiar. That's all I'm saying. That's why you don't never want to go into a sale like what I was talking about there with relative equal highs up above. And you definitely don't want to go into a sale when you're anticipating for that high of the week to form on Tuesday. See what I'm saying? But Anyway, y'all, it was a good week. It was really a good week, man. We banged that out. It was great. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all get some value from these videos. I know my weekly watch list and my weekly recap videos are some of my most least watched videos. But, the reason I started back doing them, I'm trying to shed some light on the accuracy of it, right? ICT concepts really work. Y'all really need to apply yourself and dig into it because it's great stuff. Anyway, man, I hope y'all have a very blessed weekend. Take care, people.